Hello, and welcome to my world record video for System Shock. I only started learning this run about a week ago, and in that time a new glitch called the door glitch was found, which allows you to basically glitch your way past any locked door in the game, and it's been just crazy. There have been tons of routing improvements. I've been working on it tonight, and I got this run which used a lot of routing improvements that I came up with literally just a few hours ago, and I also think it was executed really well. The route became much riskier and much more difficult to do, and I'm just really happy with this run, so let's get on with it. Alright, so here in the starting area I'm just grabbing some basic items, some healing items, combat boosters, the basic stuff, as well as the lead pipe, which I'm going to be using as my weapon for the first little bit. I'm going to use the surgery machine to heal, grab a frag grenade and refill energy, and then head out. I fumbled with my keypad a little bit. Sometimes the notification in the bottom right can override the keypad you're trying to type in, so it took me a little while to realize that had happened, but it wasn't a huge deal. And I grabbed a couple more frag grenades as well as medi-patches. Medi-patches refill a small amount of health over time, and health in this route is very important, so you have to conserve it really well because there are no first aid kits in the route until like floor 6. So you have to be very careful with health just the whole way through. So I grabbed quite a few medi-patches to make up for that. Here's the first use of door glitch. I'll explain how it works later, but this particular door glitch is very difficult to do because you don't have the booster yet, and so you move much slower, and that makes the door glitch quite a bit more difficult to do. But fortunately I was still able to get a first try, which I was very happy with. There's a pretty small window to actually get the glitch, and I was able to get a first try basically through the entire run, which is something I've never really done before, so I'm really happy with that. The reason the colors are so messed up is because I used a Berserk combat booster to deal more damage to the cyborg assassin, because normally he takes like 5 hits to kill. The side effect of the Berserk combat booster is those strange colors, but they don't last for too long. You have to destroy those notes to activate the elevator at the end of this section, so now that that's done, I'm just going to head to the elevator. I got a little bit unlucky with ammo drops, so I have to use a weaker ammo type for this first bit, but that's really not a huge deal. There's an alternate route you can take to the elevator which uses the door glitch, but I think they're about the same amount of time either way. So it's not really a big deal which one you take. That was still a pretty fast medical. I was also able to get through medical only using a single medi-patch, which is really good. The fewer medi-patches you use, the better, generally. Because later on they're very important to conserve. Alright, so here I'm going to cancel the cyborg conversion chamber, which resets it back to basically a respawn point. So whenever you die, the game respawns you there, which is going to be a really useful way of getting out of tough situations. Like you can run into a room, flip a switch, and then it's fine to die, and the switch will stay flipped and you just respawn. And it's also useful just to like teleport across the map. There is a change to the route here, where normally you grab the science access card, and that allows you to open all of these doors that I'm currently glitching through. But grabbing that card takes about like 28 seconds or so, and if you don't grab it, then you have to do the door glitch I think 6 times to make up for it. And doing the door glitch 6 times is faster than grabbing the science access card. It's also probably more difficult because door glitch has a fairly tight timing and it's a bit tough to do until you've done it a lot. But it's definitely worth doing, I'd say. You can also actually skip the medical access card in the first level, but that's not quite as worth it to do. That might become part of the route later. Here I'm grabbing a couple extra medi-patches. Those are optional, but since health is so precious, I decided to play it a little bit safe and do that. Then I allowed the cyborgs to kill me, which gives me a pretty big health refill, which is another useful part about the respawn points. On the reactor level, you have to disable the laser safety and activate the shields so that you can fire the laser into the shields and destroy the laser, which is like the first objective the game gives you. For many of the later objectives in the game, or at least like 2 of them, 1 of them, something like that, you can just skip it altogether using door glitch, but firing the laser can't be skipped because an elevator just straight up won't work until you do it. I fumbled around with the code here a little bit, just because my adrenaline was pumping so fast I had trouble pressing the right keys, but I eventually got it. Then I used a frag grenade to kill myself, finish myself off so I can respawn to full health, or close to it. And that also takes me right back to where the elevator was. Normally you would have to come back to this location to destroy the reactor, but with door glitch we can skip that entire sequence. And then in here there are a ton of enemies in this room, so you have to press the button to fire the laser and then allow them to kill you. They got me down to 1 health here, which was pretty close, but it worked out. And now I can just let them finish me off and I'll head back to the respawn point. Alright, so the way door glitch works is you crouch in front of a door and then you sprint towards it, and then you stand up and pause almost simultaneously right before you get to the door. And for some reason, the way the game calculates collision, the game will push you to the other side of the door. I'm not entirely sure why, but once you get the timing down, it's like actually quite consistent. Alright, so floor 3 is particularly dangerous because there are these invisible mutants. They're not actually invisible, but they're like short. And they have a ranged attack that deals a decent amount of damage. So you have to be really, really careful with how much damage you take. If you take too much damage in this area, then you just straight up cannot complete the run because you die in floor 6 before you can reach any healing items. So I had to be very, very careful with how I approached this. There I took a small detour to get the laser rapier, which is one of the better weapons in the game for the speedrun because it doesn't require any ammo or anything. It just uses energy, which you have plenty of. And there I used the door glitch to get into the maintenance tunnel. This part isn't supposed to open up until after you've done some stuff in floor 6, and then you're supposed to backtrack to here to replace the demodulator, but with door glitch you can just do that on your way through. Now head up to floor 6. I was able to get out of this floor with I think like 1 medi patch and full health, which is really, really good. Normally I come here with like half a bar of health, and I just die. And there's nothing I can do about it because you have to deal with a lot of powerful enemies before you can get to first aid kits. And they still almost killed me even though I came in with full health, but I was able to make it through. And then I activated the respawn points and grabbed a couple first aid kits, so now my health problems are not nearly as severe, although I still have to be careful. The objective in this area is to jettison the 3 groves, Alpha, Beta, and Delta Grove. So first you have to disable the safety interlocks in each grove, and then enable the jettison, and then actually jettison them from Beta. So you have to visit all of the groves. The suicide there was a bit slow. I should have just used my last frag grenade to do it faster. I expected those enemies to kill me faster, but they were a bit slow about it. And here I'm grabbing the administrative access card, which is required to get to Beta Grove. And I actually just realized that I have not yet experimented with skipping the administrative card and just using door glitch instead. It might be a little bit faster to skip it, but it's probably not a big deal. I'll try that tonight. Now I'm heading into Alpha Grove. For Alpha and Delta Groves, if you die inside the grove, then it respawns you back on the main part of Citadel Station 4-6. But if you die in Beta Grove, then it's just a game over for some reason. Like, they're considered separate areas. So, it's okay to do this death warp out of Alpha and Delta Groves, but for Beta Grove you have to be a lot more careful. You have to actually make it out before you do the death warp. Now I'm heading towards Beta Grove, which is like the most difficult grove to make it through. And also the most difficult grove to reach. Normally the door to it is locked, but of course door glitch lets you just ignore that. So I head on through. Here I'm going to pick up the Mag Pulse. I think I only use it to kill like 3 enemies or something. It's a very, very powerful weapon against robots, and the main use for it in the speedrun will be to kill Diego, the cyborg. He's sort of like the recurring mini-boss in the game, but in this route you only have to fight him once. So I make it out of Beta Grove and then just use a frag grenade to finish myself off and activate the respawn. And now I have to head to where Diego is to like enable the jettison. There's another way of hitting that button through the wall, which is quite a bit slower, and that's the way we used to do before we found door glitch, but now you can just door glitch your way through, which is quite a bit faster. This is Diego. As long as you keep hitting him with the mag pulse, he basically just stays stun locked. Unfortunately, he's still got 1 hit off on me, so I have quite a bit less health than I would like to have for this next section, which is why I use a first aid kit. I also have a little bit of trouble figuring out where I'm going. Your movement speed in this game is so fast that sometimes you just like mistake one wall for another and realize you went down the wrong hallway or something, but it doesn't take too much time to fix. Here there are a bunch of really powerful enemies in this room, but all you have to do is hit that switch before they kill you, which I was barely able to do in time. And then when they kill you, it just respawns you, which is exactly what you want to have happen. So that worked out. And with that done, that jettisoned the groves, and now I can head on to floor 7. In floor 7, like, the plot there is that Shodan is trying to upload herself to the internet back on Earth, and you have to destroy the antennae on that level to stop her. Fortunately, the only thing that doing that would do is unlock a locked door, and that's not a problem, so I'm basically just going to be heading straight to the elevator out of here. Do another door glitch there, and then I'm going to do a door glitch up here, which is a little bit different. You don't actually do it through a door, you do it through a sloped surface. You do this, I think, twice over the course of the run. It works on doors and those sort of sloped surfaces. Just for some reason, the some property about them allows you to do it. This door I'll do a door glitch through as well. This is the one that's only opens once you complete the objective in the previous floor. And then this right here is probably the most difficult thing in the run, where you have to make this jump without, like, hitting those mines and make it through the door. Like, you can hit the mines, but they sort of, like, knock you back and forth. I mess it up once, but I make it the second time. And I make it the second time without getting hit, which is really important because I just used my last first aid kit. And if you don't have a lot of health coming into the next section, it's very difficult to get past. So I actually got very lucky that I didn't get hit and that I was able to make it through the door. And honestly, like, not making it through that door the first time was the only real mistake I can remember making throughout the run. Literally every single door glitch was first try, except I think one coming up here. Then this is the last area in the game. You normally have to do a lot of stuff around here to open up a door, but there's a slope surface, so you can just glitch your way through. And I think that is the only time I messed up the door glitch, which wasn't a big deal. And all that's left to do is to head into cyberspace and confront Shodan, which is actually a pretty easy fight. You just spam right-click and enter and shoot her until she dies. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with this run. I got the world record before I discovered door glitch, or before, like, I learned about door glitch from other people, and then we've worked on routing improvements for quite a while. And I mean, this run was like a 28-minute run a week ago, and now it's like 12 minutes, which is just crazy. So I'm really, really happy with where I got this run. I think this was actually really well executed. The routing stuff is still new enough that I'm sure there's still more improvements to make, but for now, I'm very, very satisfied with this. So I hope you enjoyed watching. That was a, what was it, a 12:15? I don't even remember. I'm tired. It's been a long day. Yeah, 12:15. I think in-game was something like 11 something? 11:25, yeah. So I'm just really happy with where this run was. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed running this. I'm going to consider running System Shock 2, but I still have to finish my casual playthrough of that. If you want to see me speedrun more games, check out my Twitch stream, twitch.tv/fearfulferret. Obviously subscribe to me on YouTube for future world record videos, and I hope you enjoyed it. Have a nice day.